Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session created for a client that wanted to lose weight, but specifically within an 80-day period, because after that 80-day period they were going to be meeting up with old friends, and that was part of a goal that they had, that when they re-met up with those people that hadn't seen them for a long time, they would see them looking very different, looking slimmer, looking leaner, looking more healthy. So the strategy deployed for this particular weight loss goal was fasting, and in particular 1 day fasting, so one meal a day, also known as OMAD, or a 36-hour fast, which is a day and a half. So that would be not eating for an entire day and then breaking the fast, not at breakfast, but at lunch, and then the evening meal would then be the start of a new fast. And they wanted to feel like it was very achievable for them. So we broke it down into this idea that for the majority of this 80 days, they would have just one meal a day, an evening meal. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if they felt up to it, then they would have the Tuesday and the Thursday where they didn't eat anything before, and then break the fast the following lunchtime. But they had a few almost get out of jail free cards, to use a Monopoly metaphor. One is that they could have 10 days in this 80-day period where they just eat normal. And these are phrased as recharge days or pit stops, still eating healthy, but in doing so that becomes a stepping stone for the next phase of fasting. And even if they're fasting, they could have a vegetable juice as part of that fasting day if they really needed it. Not that they intended to use it, but they could just use it if they wanted. And it starts with regression to what would have been how their ancestors had to source food. If you go back, let's say 6, 7, 8 generations, it's highly likely that food wasn't abundant and you couldn't just go to the supermarket and get food whenever you wanted it. And therefore this idea of ancestral eating habits, that days of not eating, and then when there was a food, it was a real cause for pride, satisfaction and celebration, is all linked into this particular hypnosis session. So if you like the idea of losing weight rapidly, fasting is one of the ways that does that, but it's good to be strategic, because there is a process where your body goes into ketosis and then autophagy and then even creates human growth hormone, but it's a process. So I would say do some research before embarking on any fasts, but they are very effective ways for weight loss but also for health improvements. If you feel like you would benefit from a more customized hypnosis session when it comes to weight loss, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a completely free consultation call to explore working with me. For now though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just feel a wonderful sense of any stress, tension, or worries, leaving your body in that outward breath. When you breathe in deeper than you normally would. Breathing in through your nose. Feel that resourceful feeling of relaxation going in through your nose. And as you exhale, feel that any restrictions, tensions, any feelings that have been holding you back start to leave your body in that outward breath. So simply by breathing in for longer, breathing out, elongating that outward breath, is taking you deeper and deeper relaxed to a place where change happens. Scan your body for any clues of tension, maybe around your face, arms or legs. And you can't help but notice, as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation, that tension feels like it's dissipating and diluting, perhaps evaporating, as it leaves your body in that outward breath, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. As your body relaxes, your mind awakens. And I want you to think back to long forgotten ancestors at a time where food was not guaranteed. Perhaps you can imagine an ancestor that would have to either forage for food or hunt for food. And I want you to imagine on those occasions where there may be 2 or 3 or even more days without food, still needing that energy to look for sources of food, to have the energy to hunt, climb or gather. I want you to observe those ancestors, maybe a community, maybe a tribe, successfully gathering enough food for a feast. Back then, survival was going from famine to feast, back to famine again. But for them, the scarcity of food made the food so valuable. I want you to get a sense that you're going back in time and just observing the enjoyment of that natural foods that had to be earned. Meals were a celebration, but also survival. I want you to find one of those ancestors that would consistently eat when food was there and then go days without eating, and tap into those resources, step into that ancestor and feel that, unlike them, your relationship with food becomes choice. You're deciding not to eat on certain days. And I want you to imagine what it would be like to harness their level of focus, their acceptance that they knew with certainty could live for days and days without eating, but valued and enjoyed the food when they did eat. I want you to tap into that feeling of certainty. You don't need to eat every day. Just one meal a day is more than sufficient. Particularly that if that food is full of nutrition, dense fiber, quality protein, I want you to allow a switch to go off in your mind that says that you need less food than you think, that you can survive on just one meal each day, or perhaps no food for a day if the following day had lunch and dinner. I want you to imagine for the next 80 days you're making a decision that on most days, perhaps 50 of those 80 days, you will simply only enjoy an evening meal. An evening meal with nutrition, fiber, and protein. And that meal will feel so good. Because when you have less of something, you enjoy it more. So I want you to imagine how good that meal would taste and smell. But I also want you to imagine perhaps 1 or 2 days a week you decide to eat after a longer period of not eating. So imagine having that evening meal and then eating nothing the following day and breaking the fast the following lunchtime. So on that day there is a lunch and a dinner of healthy, nutritious food, and then you go back to eating that one meal a day in the evening. Unlock all of the resources of your ancestors that lived this way for years inside of you. It isn't just possible, it is something that gets easier the more you do it. I want you to get a sense that you are unlocking the very resources needed to do something difficult, knowing that that difficult thing gets easier the more you do it, and that difficult thing is doing wonderful things for your body. So breathe in and breathe out. Just imagine sleeping somewhere in that place of your ancestors. Maybe a comfortable bed back then. As your mind becomes awakened to new ways of thinking. And maybe you fall asleep in a dream that exists in your reality that you call now. And just imagine preparing to eat an evening meal with a growing sense of excitement and anticipation, knowing that your fast will begin shortly afterward, and feel like you're welcoming it with open arms, knowing it's your choice. Each time you complete a fast, you feel a deep sense of accomplishment and pride, knowing that you are doing something powerful and positive for your body and mind. You enjoy the ritual of breaking your fast, savoring every bite of the high fiber, high protein foods that nourish and strengthen you, filling you with energy and vitality. Consider this an 80-day journey, and you feel a strong sense of commitment and determination, knowing that each day is an opportunity to reset and recharge your body. And maybe you decide that Tuesdays and Thursdays become special days of focus and renewal. Maybe these are days of fasting, where you eat nothing on those days, and yet you feel in control and empowered by your choices. Start to imagine that with each fast, your body starts moving towards a state of autophagy, cleansing and rejuvenating your cells, leaving you feeling lighter, clearer, and more vibrant. You start to assess how confident in your ability to manage your reduced meals, deep down knowing that you have the strength and discipline to succeed in this journey. And when you drink those hot drinks, like black coffee, green tea, maybe matcha tea, especially during your fasts, they become a soothing ritual too, as your body treats them like calorie-free soups that support your metabolic rate. These aren't just drinks, these are metabolism boosters, training your body to burn even more fat. I want you to feel that when needed, not every day has to be a fasting day. You can decide to have days where you just eat normally, and you could think of these as a pit stop or a recharge day. And on these days where you have breakfast, lunch and dinner, you feel a sense of balance and harmony, knowing that these days allow you to rest and refuel, preparing for the next phase of your journey. But you will have an incredible desire on these recharge days to eat the most nutritious food possible. You want to give yourself food that is dense in nutrition and sparse in calories, knowing that your body perhaps will remain in ketosis and making it easier to access these states of autophagy on any future days. On your days of just one meal a day, you savor your meal with mindfulness and gratitude, enjoying the simplicity and fulfillment that comes from nourishing your body in this way. And each time you complete a 2-day fast, you experience an even deeper sense of fulfillment, knowing that you have challenged yourself and come out stronger on the other side. I want you to feel that on those days that you drink a vegetable juice, it's like an emergency liquid meal. And when you drink it, you feel reassured and satisfied, knowing that it is providing you with the nutrients you need to support your fast. Feel that you're progressing just in your mind's eye through your 80-day journey, and notice an increase in your self-confidence and pride as each day brings you closer to your goals. That you trust your body's ability to adapt and thrive on this plan, feeling more in tune with your natural rhythms and enjoying the process of transformation. The certainty that you can manage this way of eating grows stronger with each passing day, filling you with a sense of calm and assurance that you are on the right path. You look forward to your fasting periods as opportunities to reset your mind and your body, feeling a deep sense of peace and clarity as you allow yourself to rest and renew. Your commitment to this journey becomes a source of inspiration for yourself and others. As they notice your transformation, you feel even more emboldened. You employ all of the resources within you, strength, discipline, and resilience, as required to succeed. You find joy in the simplicity of your meal, appreciating the balance between fasting and eating, but starting to feel that your life is improving with every healthy meal you eat and every meal that you don't. And every time you complete a fast and enjoy a meal, you found a sense of achievement within yourself, knowing that you are taking control of your health and well-being in a powerful and meaningful way. Use the power of your imagination to imagine the 80 days has been completed. And imagine going somewhere where people haven't seen you for a while, but they see you after this period of 80 days of fasting and eating healthy, vegetable juices and green teas, and feel even more pride as you hear the words of congratulations or amazement from those people that have seen just how much you've changed. As you hold that thought, it's time to return to the present, taking all of these resources and thoughts with you. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connecting fully into the present moment. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling resourceful, excited, optimistic, with a deep sense of determination and self-belief. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.